I didn't see Loki. I hear that's really good.
It's the best Marvel show.
There you go. I mean, that's not
The
a.
best MCU Marvel show.
I mean, that's not the highest bar, but it's okay.
I can't even say MCU Marvel show now because Daredevil's canon. It's the
Damn.
second best Marvel
Damn.
show. It's the
Fair, fair.
second best Marvel show. Daredevil's
Oh,
number one.
can I gush you about Daredevil for a minute? Oh my God,
Of
Daredevil.
course.
Daredevil. Oh, let me just say something to you right now, okay? That is literally, bar none, the best Marvel TV show ever made. Ever fucking made. Netflix hit it big with that one. It was so fucking good they had to make a universe surrounding it, okay?
Yeah.
It was so fucking good. I mean, como se dice, I cannot describe to you how well it is unless you've seen it already, because it's been years since I've seen it, but that's how good it is. Those scenes stick with you, bro. Those seasons stuck with me. And every now and again, I go back and I listen to the theme and I watch a few scenes and I'm like, man, this show was some of the best television I've ever seen. So well competently written, the twist, everything so fucking smart. Everybody acts like a human being rather than just a caricature. It's pretty much the exact opposite of what the MCU is. You know what I mean? Now, while I love the MCU and the movies, don't get me wrong, Daredevil felt real. Daredevil felt grounded, and Daredevil had a lot of emotional stakes that did not take 20 years to develop. You know what I'm saying? So, at the end of the day, I say that if you truly appreciate cinema, if you truly appreciate good TV drama, if you're a fan of Breaking Bad, the first 8 seasons of The Walking Dead, como se dice, Game of Thrones before the final season, if you just love really good fucking drama, action TV shows, you cannot go wrong with the 3 seasons of Daredevil. Okay? Now, do I think the new Daredevil season will be good?
We'll see. We will see. It's very, very sketchy.
I'm not excited, especially after what the fuck Echo and como se dice, and Hawkeye did. You know what I mean? I'm just not excited. I mean, first of all, they treat Kingpin like a bitch, brother. Like, if they're treating Vincent fucking D'Onofrio, all right, as a second fiddle, all right, I can't imagine how they're gonna treat Matt Murdock. I'm just being frank. Jesus.
Yeah,
at least he fucked She-Hulk. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was gonna say they haven't fucked Matt Murdock yet. He was pretty good in She-Hulk.
Jesus Christ. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
I love this cameo in Spider-Man No Way Home. Awesome. You know what I mean?
Yeah, great.
But I just don't. Just because they haven't fucked him yet, that doesn't give me a lot of confidence. You know what I mean?
They haven't fucked them yet, all right? Yet being the key word of that sentence.
Brother, I mean, how do you fuck over Kingpin? He was legit, like, at least, he's in competitor for best part of that show. At least top 3. All right?
That's the only reason I watched Hawkeye. Because
Exactly.
you know how social media is. Everyone speculates. There's leaks and shit. Everyone knew Kingpin was going to be in the show, and then they kept teasing it in the show, and I was waiting and waiting and waiting and sitting through this boring ass show waiting for him to show up, and he shows up and he's just like wearing a Hawaiian t-shirt and I was like, what the fuck is happening? He grabs Kate at one point and throws her against the wall. She flies back like an ungodly 20 feet, and I was like, when the fuck did Kingpin get superpowers? It's like I don't know, bro. And then they shot him in the face, and then I was like, all right, I don't give a shit then.
And they gave him these really crazy, they gave Daredevil like these really crazy powers in She-Hulk, you know what I mean? Which I respect it. I respect that they're going for a more superpower-centric Daredevil because this is different, but now all of a sudden they're making the show canon, so I don't know how that works. I don't know. Maybe he got dropped in a vat of radioactive acid or something, you know what I mean? I don't know. We'll see.
Now he can see. That's their explanation. Just to see. You thought he was a good fighter when he was blind. Now he can see.
Now
he's just amazing at everything.
No, he fucking can't. Please, no.
Yeah, no, in She-Hulk, they definitely made him a lot more acrobatic, doing like quadruple moonsaults in it.
They had to CG him, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's kind of like Kingpin's strength in Hawkeye. They exaggerated the fuck out of them, and I don't like it. Because Daredevil, the whole point of Daredevil for me is I like how grounded it is.
Everything was practical. Everything, brother. Yeah. That fucking prison fight scene in season 3. And season 2 with the Punisher, but let's talk about season 3. Yeah. All right, there was a one fucking take. All right, that lasted what, 16 minutes, 14 minutes, something like that.
Something like that, like 11. I think it was like
One
11
take!
to 12 minutes, something. It's impressive. He wasn't even in costume, first of all.
Brother was out of costume, so it wasn't a stuntman. It was
not a
Matthew
stuntman.
fucking Murdoch, all right? And so they had his ass doing fucking double flips, jumping down staircases, all this crazy shit, and I'm like, this is cinema, bro. Cinema.
Not only that, it's a long take. It's not just fight scenes. They put dialogue in that bitch.
Yeah! People had to remember their lines.
Like, dude, what the fuck?
It was amazing. And I can't imagine how many times they did that shot, too. That's the thing.
Yeah, I mean? Dude, I can't imagine. It must have taken so long.
It was just amazing, brother. And when I see shit like that, you know what I think? A dedication to the craft. I don't think, I'm making a pay. I don't think these people are thinking, I'm making a paycheck. I'm just doing my job. I'm thinking, I love the source material. I want to give the fans something they want. I want to do something different. I want to defy the laws of television. When I see shit like that, I'm like, put that motherfucker, the DOP, the director, the writers, put them up there with the top paid fucking people in their craft and give them more opportunities because they know what they're doing. But now we got rid of the OG writers for the new show, didn't we?
I think
that's what I saw from a review a couple days ago, a video essay. They told me that, como se dice, the writers are no longer part of this Daredevil show.
Well, I know that when they were originally making Daredevil Born Again, it was not the original writers. But, you know, I told you about how, like, they scrapped all of it and they're basically starting from scratch. Now it seems like this is just a season 4 to the Netflix one, which is, why wasn't it that before? Because now Bullseye's in it.
Have you seen his costume?
I have not seen his costume.
Don't! It's so bad! It's so bad!
I've only seen Daredevil's new costume.
Ooh, I like Daredevil's new. It's okay. I don't prefer it.
Yeah,
but it's
black
okay.
And red.
But
I'm about to look up Bullseye's costume.
Oh God! Hey, bro, send me a still of that when you see it so I can use it. Oh God!
Is that it? What the fuck?
The blue, right?
Why does he look like?
What'd you say?
Why does he look like the Prowler? Like
Brother!
a Prowler. With a ninja mask.
Bro, I prefer fucking 2003 Daredevil, the fucking bullseye on his head.
Fucking Colin Farrell bullseye.
He looks like a generic ninja. That's how he looks like.
He looks like one of the ninjas that Batman beat up in Batman Begins.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
He looks like one of the guys that helped Bruce Wayne on his training in the Himalayas.
Oh, man. Oh, it looks bad.
Why is that?
Yeah, that's Bullseye. You're welcome.
Alright, so let me get this straight, right? They had the perfect Bullseye costume in season 3. All you had to do was take the Daredevil suit and do it again. Just take out the horns and change the color.
That's it.
Why is he generic goon number 56?
That's what I'm saying, bro. What the fuck? I tell you this, I'm 100% behind the idea that he has maybe a total of 30 minutes to 50 minutes of screen time in the whole show. I'm behind that idea.
With that costume, I could see it.
Exactly! There's no way an 8 to 10 episode fucking season would have this guy on longer than an hour. That's it. That's it.
You know what he looks like, actually?
What?
You remember doing the Crimes in Progress in Spider-Man PS4? Those dudes in the tracksuits.
Hey, yo! I didn't see that. Oh, shit. Nah.
You know what? So maybe that's what he is in this Daredevil season. He's a crime in progress. Matt Murdock stops him.
He's a cameo appearance. This motherfucker, you know?
He's gonna be in the opening scene, just like, you ruined my life, Daredevil. And then he gets his ass beat in 2 seconds, and it's like, all right, now for the real plot, guys.
Brother, I know damn well that in the clip, I'm gonna show that still when you said, "Is this it?" It's gonna be
Dude, I don't know what I was expecting, but it fucking was not that.
It wasn't that, yeah. I was thinking something all
Jesus
black,
Christ.
maybe the symbol on the chest, you know, something like that, right?
They
But
didn't even have the symbol on him.
but this is...
It's like they gave him a costume, but then they stopped when they got to the pants.
For real? It's like your generic military member. That's it.
Yeah.
Can I at least have a branch? No.
It's such a disconnect between the top and bottom half of his costume.
Man looks like a ninja mercenary. That's crazy. Yo.
Bro, the costumes in Madam Web look better than that shit.
Bruh, you didn't just say that. Oh, you disrespecting him now. Yo. Speaking of
I
Madam
hope
Web,
that's a prototype costume.
brother, for real, there's no way that was the final draft, and they were just like, fuck it, let's do it. Yeah,
Yeah.
ain't no way that was the
I
final
hope
draft.
they give him a character arc and he gets his costume in like the last episode.
That's what I'm thinking.
Christ,
That's what I'm thinking. Hell, I prefer fucking Murdoch's first costume, the all black rags. I prefer that because at least it looks real. What is this?
And
What
yo,
the
hot
fuck
take.
is this?
I kind of prefer the black, the rags Matt Murdock over the devil suit.
He's
I'm
so
just saying.
fucking cool. I can be honest with you there too. I prefer that too because he feels what's the word, vulnerable. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and like, dude, in season 3, when they went back to that, except he added the fucking ropes around his wrist, like the Muay Thai rope. Oh my god, it was over. I was like, this is the best fucking suit.
That fight scene with Kingpin was so good. I beat you. This city beat you. Like yeah.
And weirdly, I think the Daredevil costume looked better on the Bullseye actor than it did on Charlie Cox.
Hey,
like Charlie looks great as Daredevil.
I don't know if that's a hot
saying,
take. I don't know.
It might be a hot take. I'm just saying. I think the Bullseye actor, like in the Daredevil suit, looked fucking badass.
Fair.
Like, I don't know if it was just the fact that we were seeing like the black suit Daredevil versus normal Daredevil, but damn.
He was menacing. He was definitely 100%
He was.
menacing. But I see this now, and I'm like, what is the... You know what I bet is that they will not be anywhere near as dark, even if it's rated R. It doesn't matter. Or TVMA.
Yeah.
I will not be anywhere near as dark. It will not be anywhere near as grounded. And one thing that I will point out is just like in The Descent, where the sequel is extremely well lit compared to the first one, which defeats the entire purpose of the first movie. This one will also be more lit up and vibrant, and not as dark and gritty as the first 3 seasons of Daredevil. In other words, this is going to be a fucking R-rated show made for kids. Ridiculous.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. I think that's exactly how the season of Daredevil is going to go. If anything, I mean, all of this is really just because they don't have the original guys involved.
Mm-hmm.
The people that worked on the Netflix Daredevil, they made that shit from the ground up.
Goated.
It felt authentic. It felt real, not just in a visual aesthetic, but in terms of writing, the characters felt like real people. And I think this is going to lean more into the campiness of Daredevil, which I'm fine with, as long as the writing is still there. But I don't.
It will never achieve what it was. Like, I'm sure it could be entertaining. I'm sure it could be fine, but it will never be what it was.
Yeah, and I mean, like, even just looking at Daredevil's suit, it's the red is a lot more vibrant, pops out a lot more, and it really does give you that feeling that the color palette's going to be a bit more saturated.
Yeah.
Less grounded, more, comic booky.
And I don't
which
like that.
It could work, but I don't know. As I guess you could make the excuse this is not officially Daredevil season 4 because in a way it's like a
They're
reboot.
just remaking it. Well, my thing is this, right? And what I love here is that at the end of the day, in our own head canon, we can just expel season 4 as an elsewhere story, right? And
I
do
that all the time anyway.
Exactly, right? Like just how we look at how Star Wars 7, 8, and 9 isn't canon. It's just a little elsewhere story. That's how we can think about this. Like, and here's the thing: I'm sure when it comes out, I pray to God it's not bad. I'd like to think that it's just going to be okay, and that's fair. But it's just not anywhere near as good as the first 3. All right, and here's the thing: this is the biggest injustice. Okay, Sweeto. Biggest injustice that will happen when this 4th season comes out is that people are going to watch that season and then still never watch the original Daredevil show.
Yep.
They will see the watered down, diluted version of Daredevil, and they will never see the original, but they will think of the diluted Daredevil as the best version of Daredevil.
Mm-hmm. I could see that for sure.
What
I really hope for is that this Daredevil makes people want to go back and watch seasons 1 through 3.
Yes, just like Back 4 Blood did for Left 4 Dead, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, like talking about the Netflix Daredevil, like the first scene that popped into my head was probably the first. It's the first scene with Charlie Cox as Matt Murdock when he's in the confessional talking to the priest. And he gives a whole monologue about his dad. and then it's like, are you sure how this works? Like, do you have a sin, to confess? And it's just like, I'm not asking for forgiveness for what I've done. I'm asking forgiveness for what I'm about to do. And then immediately it cuts to him as Daredevil in the dead of night, beating on thugs.
Yeah.
You can't get a better opening than that. You can't get a better opening. That's how you start a show.
That's what Daredevil is all about. As soon as you see that scene, you're thinking these writers know what they're doing. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's great, man.
And it's just like the performance of that monologue.
Oh, don't even.
It really just leans into what I said of they feel like real people.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Murdock feels like a dude you could walk by in the street.
Mm-hmm. Same with Foggy.
And then his relationship with Foggy, his relationship with Foggy makes the show. I mean, there's a whole episode dedicated to just their friendship in season 1, which is perfect. It's probably one of my favorite episodes in the whole show. And it's just like Foggy brings out the lighter side of Matt Murdock, and then Daredevil's like the darker side of him. And it's just, I love the dynamic between the two actors. And then you add in Karen Page into the mix, and she has a whole subplot, and she's just as interesting and well written as the other two.
Yeah.
It's like there's so many layers in that show and so many good characters. Even a character like Ben Urich, who's only in season 1, stands out, bro.
Brother, for real. What I love about that show, and this is the biggest thing for me, is that they try to do everything but the superhero route throughout the entire show. They try to take down Kingpin politically, financially. They tried to do all these things. Reporters were trying to investigate him. They interviewed his mother. All of that stuff. They were trying to take him down, but they never could. Daredevil was the only way. And they really brought that to you. Kingpin's introduction is so fucking good. I'm sorry, but what I got was businessman, evil, demented, and insecure. That's all I got from that fucking scene. His introduction was, "Oh, you failed me. That's crazy. Oh, you want to insult me too? Go fuck yourself." Bah, 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 with the car door and shit. Like, I'm sorry, but how fucking mental that introduction was. And when he killed that guy, not only killed him, but decapitated him with the door, people could think, "Oh, that's senseless violence. It's shock value." It's not shock value. That's a villain. Really that is the best villain in Marvel, on screen, in Marvel history. Brother, the way that he went ham on that guy after we already established him as a villain. You know what I mean? It just... It was crazy. And I can't tell you how... The thing is that you get those really high highs in the shows, and they keep getting better. Brother, that episode with Nobu...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fuck!
Isn't that how they opened it, too?
Oh yeah, they started it, and then they kept doing it.
Episode.
And they kept doing it throughout the episode. It's like, oh, he's fighting Nobu, he's getting cut up. Throughout the entire fight, you're thinking, oh shit, Daredevil could lose here. He's dying. Like, you felt it, even though Daredevil's not gonna die. His name's on the fucking title. You know what I mean? Like, it's so crazy to see, bro. And then all that fight was practical. They were doing somersaults and crazy shit, and Daredevil has met his match at that moment. Something that we won't see in the new Daredevil show. Something we didn't see in She-Hulk. They cut before the action got any good. And something we won't see ever as good. It just won't be that way. It just won't be practical. There won't be as much attention to detail. It will be considered a, not exactly soulless, but part of a content mill. And it's just not, it's not for me, man. I want original products. I'd rather just rewatch the 3 seasons of Daredevil, in my opinion. So that's it. That's all I have.
It really just feels like there's a lot less value on the quality of these Marvel projects and more of just how many can we put out there. It's quantity over quality, and Daredevil's an example of quality over quantity. It's a very short show. You can literally watch it in like just a few days. It goes by quick, but that doesn't mean it's bad.
It's memorable.
So good.
It's so goddamn good. I can't say that enough. It's simply one of the best it's the best superhero TV show ever made. It's one of the best superhero IPs out there ever made. And I can't say it enough that if you have not watched it and you like superhero stuff, or hell, if you don't like superhero stuff, the show will leave an impression on you. That's it.
Yeah. I'm so good.
I can go on about season 2 with the Punisher. I can talk about how Bullseye is portrayed as a psychopath, and I could talk about all the spoiler parts and the ending of season 1 and how amazing it is. But I will talk about that next time we talk on the podcast. If you're watching this podcast and you're really thinking about Daredevil show, but you're not sure, brother, watch the show. You will not regret it. There is not a single soul on this earth that could watch that show and think it's a bad time, that think it's boring. That if you do, you're 6. It's okay. It's okay. That's it. It's an amazing show that should be watched by everybody. That's it. That's all I have.
I think it's worth keeping in mind that it is a dark show and it is really a very grounded show. But that doesn't mean there's not levity to it. You know, a lot of people like the humor in Marvel stuff. Daredevil has a lot of humor, and it comes from his relationship with his best friend Foggy. Like, there's a lot of funny moments in it, but it is a dark and heavy show. Like, it deals with a lot of important themes and emotions of the characters. By the time you get to season 3, you're not going to be worrying about the jokes.
Exactly.
They're placed perfectly when they need to be. But you know, it is a dark show.
Can make you smile, can make you laugh, can make you cry. It can do it all, and it makes your fucking heart pound when it wants you to. You understand? It has control of your emotions, and you're just along for the ride. You don't have to try to pay attention. You will be invested. That's it.
Yeah.
So that's it. That's all I have for Daredevil. We will talk about this in tandem, in detail on the next podcast. I'm talking all of it. I want to go down every bit of it. I'm so glad that was brought up. I don't know. I think you did. Whoever brought it up. I'm so glad that was brought up. Because I don't remember.
I just be yapping.
Exactly. Same. But it was simply amazing. And I can't recommend it enough. That's it. That's all I have for Daredevil.
Yeah. Great show.
Amazing.